All right, so what I've done is I've worked on the sides. One thing I will tell you, you remember that we were doing this back and forth thing. It'll get to a point where maybe you just need to come over here and turn once and then go back over here and turn there and back and forth doing those turn backs, and that's cool too. Basically, what you're trying to do, I haven't done anything in the center more than where we left off. Here's my other side. Okay. At this point, what I'm doing is I'm looking in the center of the basket. Now remember, I want this line to be straight all the way across. So when it comes to the center, I'm weaving from the rim to the center of the basket and back over to the rim, right? So, and it's looking pretty good right now. So as I continue on this, what I'll be doing is instead of looking on the outside to see where I need to do things, and you know, like I can see that would be straight across, right? So you can see how much more I've got to do. You know, and if you need a visual of where you need to turn, then take a piece of reed and lay it down and look at it, okay? The bottom line is you don't want to keep coming to the rim because you want that line to be straight. So if I look at this, I can see that, oh, I'm probably going to have to turn here, turn here, turn here to straighten that line up, okay? This line over here looks pretty straight, so I'm going to work on this a little bit more, okay? So I just want to give you a quick recap here as I continue to work on this, and we'll check back in a minute. One thing I want to mention too here is when you're weaving, you want to weave at the point of the weave. So I'm going to weave, and this is a pretty long weaver for me, but I can go in and out relatively quickly by staying close to the weave and then pulling it through, versus if I were doing this. This I will call needle and threading. I'm going to take the end and try to find this and go underneath. That takes longer. So, and it's just my method, but if you want to weave faster, then, and you gotta worry about it turning over. If you want to weave faster, then weave at the point of the weave, like right there. You know, do two or three strokes and then pull it through. Okay. So I'm going to come up to the rim at this point, but I just want to show you that, and that will increase your weaving time. I have went ahead and done the embellishment on the side, which is the same as up here. So that's why we put that spacer underneath here. And I'm going to show you how to start it out. See, I've got all my weaving done. I finally matched it up in the center. And you will notice that it's kind of hairy. You really need to burn this off. And I will say this about this. I like the basket. I really like the embellishment on it. However, it's pretty dang plain. So if I was doing this again, or, you know, if I was doing it again, I'd put more color in it. But I want you guys to learn the basics of what you're doing before you start messing with color. The other thing is with this basket, probably what I'll do, I'm going to spray that a little bit so nothing busts while I'm doing this, is you need to put some kind of finish on this, because you know, anytime a basket gets old, it patinas. So you either want it this natural color and you put a clear stain on it after you burn all these hairies off there, or you put some kind of stain on it. Now I'm partial to an oak stain. I don't like anything real dark like a black walnut. So probably what I'll do is I'll put an oak stain on this. And then it'll be a more finished basket. But in some manner, you need to put something on there, either clear weaver stain or some kind of a finish on there to protect your basket. Okay, so let's talk about how this is going to work. What we're going to do, you remember when we did this, we did a wrap every time? Well, the wraps are already here. So what we're going to do is we are going to open these up and put them on 3 on this side and 3 on that side. Okay. Now, is this a little cumbersome? Oh, yes. Does it look cool when you get it done? Oh, yes. So remember, you want the rough side, not the smooth side, facing you to start out. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of this to show you what this looks like. And if your weave right is not getting it, then use your awl and open that up a little bit. It does help if you put that on a point. Okay, so here's one. This is going to be my second one. And once again, I want to make sure that that rough side is facing me. So I got 3 there. Okay, and then I'm going to do 3 up here. And you want that cane, it's a little easier to put it in dry, and then you can spray it so that it's wet. All right, so this is my next one here. And I'm going to come in from that side. And like I say, since that's tight, I'm going to open it up here. And if you're having trouble, you can always put this at an angle. And all we're doing is just starting this, so didn't have to go in very far. There's one. This is going to be my second of 3 on the left side. And one more. Excuse me. Okay. So I've got 3 on the right and 3 on the left. And I'm going to make sure that these are wet. All right. And it's the same thing as before. Except the difference is being that your wraps are already there for you. So I'm going to come above the next one here. And that's going to thread through this side. Using either an awl or using weave right, whichever works best for you. So that comes all the way through. That's the first one from the right. This is going to be the second one from the right. I'm going to pull those tight. This is going to be the third one to the right. And then I'll do the same thing with the 3 that are on the left. So there's those 3 done. They're nice and tight. And then I'm going to come over here and do the opposite. I'm going to put that to a point. And sometimes they slip in there real easy because it's dry, but you still got to get it up. So using an awl or your weave right. Being careful that it doesn't twist, which I think it did down here. Okay, and one more. So you can see I'm getting that same pattern, and then this just continues across that other rim. And yeah, that is a little cumbersome, especially when you're going, it's easier when you're going away from the rim. It's harder when you're going in the rim to get that up there. Or into the basket, I guess, not into the rim. So, be careful not to twist it. All right, so, and then this again will go here. And that is what it ends up looking like. So, that's going to be your finished basket. It is a modified melon. If it was a true melon, then this pivot wouldn't be here. It would be more cylinder or more roundish versus squarish. But that is the Jill Choate melonish basket. All right. And next month we'll be working on the herb drying basket. And stop.